Like and subscribe right now, or else this will be in your bed tonight. r/AskReddit by Planet Reddit. What's something you hadn't realized about yourself until someone told you? I think that my stories complement others, as I use them in relation to other people's stories. Turns out it comes across like I'm trying to one-up them. I hate people like you, and especially so if your story sucks. Hey guys, I've got this pretty cool story about blah blah. Oh. Yeah, I know all about blah blah and I'm an expert, and my 15th aunt's second removed fetus's uncle has a doctorate in blah blah and he tells me stories all the time like. I would have never known I was tall if people didn't remind me every time I see them. Gosh, do you play basketball? Titter titter. Yeah guys, I've never heard that one before. Do you play basketball? Do you play miniature golf? Apparently, I narrate my actions. Had no idea I was saying all my actions out loud. Gotta put this over here. Oops, I dropped my pencil, etc. Boy, that sounds annoying. Just gotta wipe my butt now. That I have a really angry look on my face when I am processing information in my head. Can't tell you how many times I am asked, are you angry about something? I'm not. It's just me. No one will ever understand this. No matter how many times you tell them that it's just the way you look, their eyes will roll back in their head and they'll make some stupid comment about how you should smile more. I'm right there with you. I used to get the "you should smile more" from random strangers all the time. And once my dad yelled at me for looking angry, when all I thought I was doing was sitting on a ledge waiting for people to show up. I must have learned to relax or something though, because I haven't gotten either in a while. I read signs out loud while driving. Passing a coffee shop, 1 cup for $1. Passing a highway, exit 6E. Like I'm a tour guide for the illiterate. I also do this. My wife has to tell me to cut that shit out. If I am the only one in the car, I will talk to myself, scream at myself, make really weird sound effects, and otherwise act like a rambling lunatic. I guess what makes me sane is that I don't do this when other people are around. I am extremely worried that one day someone will hide in the back of my car and bear witness to me being completely insane. Update. My wife says when others are in the car, I reduce it to incoherent mumbling. Maybe I'm less sane than I originally thought. Edit. SP. I think they'd be the insane one if they're hiding in the back of your car to watch you. I visibly roll my eyes when somebody says something I consider stupid. What a charming habit. Yep, insta judge face. I used to have it, until I saw my sister use it on me. It's so hurtful. It's hard to overcome. But trying to find good qualities about a dumb person, no matter how minor, helps. I apparently wear 95% the color red. I literally had no idea and was flabbergasted when I really looked in my closet. I always thought my favorite color was green. Is this a colorblind joke? And now a stranger just pointed out that he's colorblind. Apparently my laugh is very distinctive and actually makes other people laugh when they hear it, so I think my laugh spreads joy everywhere I go. Well, it's very apparent I'm gonna have record my laugh for all of Reddit to hear. And to all the other people that also have infectious laughs, keep spreading your joy across the planet equals. Ooh, and to answer another question, yes, my username is in fact a minus the bear reference. To all the Redditors that want to hear my laugh, I'm trying, but it's harder to do it on command than I thought. I need some inspiration. Well, after several failed attempts to record my laughter, I have opted to give up. But I will post a link of it in the near future. Sorry to disappoint fellow Redditors equals. Dude, you're the best kind of person. He's like Jimmy Carr. Even if I missed the joke, I'm still laughing. That I tend to dominate conversations when in large groups. I just thought it was because I knew everyone better than they all did. The social glue, if you will. Turns out I just don't shut up. Edit. The more people who tell me this describes them or someone they know, the more I want to get us all in a room together to see who is the best. A conversational Hunger Games until there is only one person left talking. Are you my dad? I don't think so. I have beach face. One of my best friends has CBF. It is a terrible condition. Apparently I have a similar condition where people always think I am sad and closed off even when I feel great and want to be social. I was depressed for a long time, so it is probably from that. But chronic sad face is still an annoying affliction. I like beach face. There are literally dozens of us. Dozens. that I was beautiful, but once he told me I was no longer beautiful. But then you did not think you were beautiful, which made you beautiful again. It is really a never-ending paradox. Colbert Report. Analysis of the song starts around 1 o'clock, but the whole segment is great. YouTube.com link. That I constantly looked stoned out of my mind. Me too. It's really frustrating. My eyes get red real easily, so everyone thinks I get baked before work or class. Whoa, you've lost a lot of weight. How fat was I before? Who cares? They like the way you look now. Edit. Wow, Reddit gold. With a backwards smiley and all. Thanks. Seriously, I hate when people try to twist compliments into something they can complain about. That I wouldn't make eye contact while I speak. Now, I make sure to maintain eye contact, but sometimes I think I do it for too long and freak the other person out. I don't want them to think I'm trying to steal their soul. I'm very introverted, and one day in high school I thought that maybe I'd be more outgoing if I forced myself to maintain eye contact, among other things, like never lowering my head when I walk. Now, I can't not keep eye contact. I don't know where else to look. I feel like I can see other people with or under my gaze and I feel really bad for them. Apparently I eat my sandwiches weird. I had no idea I was holding them wrong until my friend called me out. Now it's all I pay attention to when I enjoy my sandwich. Normal people hold a sandwich with their fingers on the top of the bun. I guess I put my thumbs on top and fingers on the bottom, then escort it into my mouth. Edit. I enjoy reading how many people have attempted this. Maybe my wrists are double jointed. Actually, I know they are. My wrists are double jointed. Imagine I am eating a sandwich in place of this pizza. img.com link. Okay, who else just stuck their hands in front of their face and tried to replicate it? My middle school students just asked me what I was doing. I responded reading. I don't move my arms at all when I walk. I've been told my walk looks very serious or golem-like. Add that to my unintentionally scowling face and larger build and it's no wonder I scare women and children. Welcome to the Keeping Hands in Pockets Club. Current members, me. Reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. YouTube.com link. As pointed out by a coworker, I sometimes laugh like the Count from Sesame Street. And thanks for making me while my friends look at me like I'm special. I walk with my feet turned outwards. My ears are uneven and so are my eyes. I say the word year wrong apparently and I'm going to stop because I can't type whilst crying. Edit. Not actually crying and I say year like year instead of ear. It's not even that bad. It's kinda like how Chingy says there. Sounds like someone unloaded on you. If that's the best they could come up with, you're probably alright. Haha, I'm not actually crying, man. It was separate people for different things. I'm pretty well put together. Thanks for being a cool person though. Last week I went to a clinic doctor because my right knee had been hurting a good deal since the weekend prior to it when I was at a cabin. But I don't recall hurting it. Anyway, he has my leg in his lap and is feeling my kneecap and says he thinks that it's a problem with the cartilage in the joint. He puts my leg back down and goes to wash hands. He turns around and stops mid-sentence and I swear this is what he said. Verbatim. Yeah, I would say Advil and some fizz. Turns. Whoa. Look at your knees. Your knees are all screwed up. Look at them. Do you think knees should look like that? I came home and laughed about it with my roommate. Then she looked at my knees and was like, oh my god. He's right. Your knees are screwed up. So, that, I guess. I'm from the Midwest and never knew I had a different vocabulary, let alone an accent. I've never met anybody from the Midwest who knows that they have an accent, me included. It seems like people from other parts of the country and other parts of the world can hear their own accents, but this ability is lost on all Midwesterners. That's because the Midwestern accent is closest to General American, so not much sticks out about it. Wikipedia.org link. When I am talking to people with accents, I tend to speak with their accent as well. I didn't realize this until it was pointed out in my annual review for a company. One of the owners was Italian and the other was English, and apparently I would switch my accent according to who I was speaking to. I didn't realize I was doing this until they told me it creeped them the duck out. I do this too. Once, a manager thought I was making fun of him. He was from Kentucky and he got so pissed. After he said something, I realized it and apologized, with an accent. That I tend to be extremely awkward in conversation. Long pauses, eye contact, eye contact, as in no eye contact, too much, or perhaps literal? I guess too much. My friends joke and say it feels like I'm looking into their souls. That I'm an all or nothing guy. At first I thought nah, but when I thought about it more I was like oh shit yeah. That sentence pretty much sums it up. I gesture a lot. Sometimes I feel like I'm Italian. When I get angry, my wife says that I'm conducting. That is, my hands move around like I'm conducting an orchestra. I walk like I'm on a mission and I laugh a lot when I seem nervous. If you look like you know where you're going, you'll never get asked who you are, or what your purpose is. I never realized how arrogant I am. My girlfriend told me I always think that I am right. She is right. I have that problem too, and it sucks because I love to debate and argue with people. So every time I go to make a point in a conversation, I don't know if I am just progressing the debate and stating my point or coming across like an arrogant a-hole. As someone who does the exact same thing, we are definitely coming across as arrogant a-holes. This doesn't quite fit the thread, but pretty close. My friends and I were playing Cranium, and at one point during the game my friend Josh molded some testicles for the sake of molding testicles. I laughed and said those are like the biggest testicles ever. He looks at the testicles, looks back at me, and says not really, those are about right. I then look around and every male is looking at me in a confused way. I then foolishly exclaim that mine are like half that size. Apparently my nuts are baby sized, and I have been mocked ceaselessly for the past 2 months for it. TLDR, marbles, and I am ashamed. I kind of want to see. I have a lisp. Seriously, had no idea. I can't hear it. I can't hear it. You probably can't say it either. No, I can't, comma. Join our community Discord, link in description. When I laugh really hard, it gets to a higher pitch and sounds oddly like a seagull. I never realized I was pale, and when I say pale I mean pale. I found out when people started calling me Edward, and my girlfriend, Bella. Also, some girls tossed glitter at me when they saw me in the sunlight, in high school. Edit. I also have red lips, and eyes that change color in the sun. Come to think of it I may be a vampire. Edit 2. Guys, you don't have to feel sorry. I always took it as a joke lol. This is why school shootings happen. Bye. Glitter. Bye. I interrupt people a lot in conversations. I don't mean to and I was never aware of it and I don't do it because I think my story is more important than theirs. I just get really excited and into the conversation and forget to wait my turn. But if I wait too long, I'll forget. Or worse, the subject will change before you can say that cool thing you thought of. That I'm very closed, guarded, and obviously insecure. My friend told me this and it was shocking because I thought I hid those things so well. That just happened to me. I was visiting a high school friend at her university and how we became friends came up. Last Paragon was always so clearly insecure and being an a-hole to compensate for it. But eventually I decided he would stop being an a-hole if I was nice to him. So I did and how he's just an insecure a-hole to other people. She used the word a-hole with love, but that shit was so true it hurt. When I am very drunk, one of my eyes floats off a little to the side. I didn't initially take this news well. I think over stuff too much. I overanalyze things and try to plan my life out. Best friend helped me calm down and go with the flow. Glass shatters. I don't get it. Stone cold. Stone cold. I over-explain. I still don't fully understand it. But here's what I think happens. If I recently find out some interesting bit of information I like to share it. So I'll start with the very beginning of explaining what I'm talking about just so I can share the recent finding of said information. That still seems confusing. But the example that I always think of when I realize I'm doing this is when I found out who Helen Keller was. It wasn't until 11th grade when we read that book about her where she says wah wah with the water that I learned about her. I asked my then girlfriend if she knew who that was and she flipped on me saying I think she's stupid. think we'd been fighting, but yet I unconsciously over-explain things in a patronizing manner. I'm sorry. Not sure if trying to be funny or just did it again. Exactly, I wasn't sure if I was doing it. Damn it. I snore. Apparently I poof in my sleep. It's similar to snoring. My lips are shut till I breathe out my mouth, at which time they open, releasing the air in a poof sound. I, too, snore really loudly. People don't like to go camping with me anymore. I found out they play a game where they get more drunk than me, faster than me, so that they pass out before I do. Because apparently if you don't you won't be able to sleep at all. I tend to immediately disagree with people and say that I like things they don't, and vice versa. Still not sure if it's coincidence. I tend to play the devil's advocate when friends agree on something. Even if I'm on their side, I take the other side for the sake of debate and seeing other points of view. I make weird noises a lot, humming, sighing loudly, etc. It was never brought to my attention until I started dating someone new who it drives crazy. Asked my friends about it and they thought I was joking that I don't realize I'm doing it. I speak loudly in everyday conversation. I didn't realize it until almost everyone told me I needed to use my inside voice when I thought I was. Turns out, my hearing has become so bad that I try to overcompensate when I talk so I can hear myself. That I never was overweight. For a while I thought I looked grotesque until I overheard my girlfriend, now wife, say that she is glad that I don't realize how good I actually look because then I would be an overconfident dong. I immediately went to the mirror and was like son of a beach. I am not an overconfident dong, but I now walk with pride. That I was a flake. I didn't really realize it until one of my friends casually told me. Kinda made me think how I treat people, and I've since changed my ways. I'd hate to be a chocolate bar too. I never knew I had a big nose until people started making fun of me for it. Edit. Bonus joke. How did German men pick up Jewish women in the 40s? Dustpans. Me too, man. Just did a comparison test to the original meme. Upvote for comedic Photoshop editing of said nose. I'm an a-hole. I always knew I was obnoxious, but my friends have all agreed that I am in fact an ass. Oh well. Edit. Words are hard. A friend of mine admitted that my anxiety makes other people anxious, and it's why people don't want to be around me. It sounds so mean, but something clicked for me. I was anxious because I thought everyone hated me, but it was the nervousness that was putting people off. At first, I learned how to not externalize my anxieties. What are we doing tonight? Are you sure it's okay if I come? Does he like me? Does she like me? Even if I was feeling these things. And then slowly, people got more calm around me as I became calm. And then slowly, I actually stopped thinking those things. I didn't think everyone hated me. I didn't think I was constantly invited out of pity. It was a wonderful chicken or the egg situation that I was able to overcome. But someone had to point out that it was really difficult to be around someone that was so ducking nervous all the time. My dog has a great personality, so I often tell people what he's thinking. At a party I was voicing the dog and a buddy's wife said, "Do you realize that you're not very funny? But when you voice the dog he's really funny. How can a not funny person come up with a funny personality for their dog?" That day I learned. I'm not very funny. My dog is really funny. My friends don't realize that I really know what the dog is thinking. I smell really good. I get complimented on this daily. I can't smell anything. I talk loud when I'm excited, and also I am opinionated. Some people think I look like a demon when I smile. I have really prominent canine teeth. I also can't help that my father was Belial. That I had a ducking lazy eye. Took up until the end of middle school before someone told me. All those weird looks finally made sense. My boyfriend talks to his food. Well, more like whispers. Like he's telling it secrets. He gets all weird when I point it out. That I'm very blunt when I'm not minding my words. I get reminded every once in a while, and it always comes as a surprise reminder. I hadn't realized I had gained a lot of weight until it was brutally pointed out to me by a work colleague. I have a brother with a mental handicap, and growing up he could barely read the subtitles fast enough. so I would read them out loud so he could keep following the movie. My girlfriend once asked why I always do it when it's just us, and I didn't even think about it. That I have a bubble butt. I am male, 26. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for 3 videos a day.